Hey, what's up you guys? It's me, Eclectic Witch, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe and hit that like button. This video is going to be different than most videos I post on my channel because it is not rooted in witchcraft, topic-wise. So this topic, Kundalini Awakening, is definitely more so rooted in spirituality. So if that aspect is enough to turn you off, then please don't watch this video. But this video is actually personal to me. Kundalini Awakening, with this video I wanted to take a different approach, because when you look online and to research Kundalini Awakenings, there's a lot of articles and reference material on what it is, and the signs and symptoms, and how do you know if you're going through one and stuff like that. But I feel like there's not enough testimonials or people just giving their honest experiences on their own personal Kundalini Awakening. So that's what this video is going to be dedicated on. I will, of course, leave information in the description box of this video. I'm going to be putting in the description box links and reference material for the people that are not aware of what a Kundalini Awakening is, but they want to. So I'll just put reference material that you guys can click on and read through and whatnot. But like I said, this video is not about that. It's about my personal testimony, my personal experiences about my own Kundalini Awakening. So I will give some background. I'm going to be sharing how my Kundalini Awakening happened, like how did it start for me, what did I experience, and how am I doing today after the fact, or whatever. So I'm just gonna be moving right into it. So for you guys who are not so familiar with Kundalini Awakening, it's basically the dormant energy that is stuck at the base of your spine. It eventually will awaken at certain points in your life if you can get it. Some people, they try to do yoga and a bunch of other methods, but my experience, how it awakened, was nothing like that. So I'm just going to share how it happened for me. So it was August 2018. And at the time I was having difficulties with possibly having a spiritual attachment to me or the house I was living in. And I decided, hey, I'm going to call my high priestess to come over and to help me with this. And she said yes. So she brought 2 assistants to come with her, and they saged the house and did other stuff. But she broke down, basically she would deal with the house, with the spiritual entity and all that stuff, and then she would also give me an energy healing as well. So after the house stuff was done, she came to me and said, okay, let's start with your energy healing. Use the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Let's do this. So I'm here laying in the living room floor, because it had like the biggest space we could work on in my personal home. And after she was done doing all the chakras and the energy healing was done, the base, my tailbone, the base of my spine, my tailbone was literally hot. And I don't mean like it was like I fell asleep and it was just numb. I mean, it was really warm to the touch and from what I felt. And I just kept thinking, I have never felt this in my life. What is going on? And I asked my high priestess, I was like, is this normal? Why do I feel? And then she said that she heard a message from my spirit guide saying, you're going to find out later. It's going to come to you, so I wouldn't worry. It's nothing bad. So I started journaling my experiences, and I realized through the process of writing what I was experiencing and being guided to look up what research I needed to, I realized I was going through a Kundalini Awakening. So my Kundalini awakened personally, not from yoga. It awakened through energy healing. And I want to say Kundalini Awakening is really interesting. I'm going to give in-depth about my personal experience with it, but I just want to give some background that, once it's awakened, it can never go back asleep. It's like once you start this process, it's never ending from what it feels like. When the energy in the spine, that Kundalini Awakening is awakened, as it progresses through each of the chakras, whatever chakra it's on, it's going to basically make everything that you're suppressing or not dealing with that deals with that chakra rise up to the surface. So you have to energetically clear your chakra. I realized, which was actually hell, especially in the lower chakras, because the root chakra deals with fear and survival, and then there's sexuality and passion, and willpower and shame and guilt. You have to deal with the good and the bad for each of the chakras, and that's something that I was forced to deal with after my Kundalini awakening. And because of that, I started paying more attention to how my chakras actually were. Like, I started giving myself chakra diagnosis, to make sure I understand where my chakras were. And I would do it weekly. I would write down how long did it take for for that serpent Kundalini energy to stay at this chakra, how long until it moved to the next one. So I was just writing down everything I could. And it turns out that in my first cycle of Kundalini awakening, because like I said, Kundalini goes in cycles, it took 5 days for the first round at my root, 9 days for my sacral, 16 days for my solar, 7 days for my heart, and 15 days for my throat. And that's just a few. I have to actually go further in my journal to look at the timelines, but like me just saying that little bit of information, whatever you're holding on to in that certain chakra, some chakras will be faster than others depending on where you're at in life and who you are and whatnot. So I thought that was interesting too, because some chakras I would get through like in a week, and then other chakras would be stuck in for like 3 weeks or something like that. And something else I found interesting was that the first round of Kundalini, and you cannot find this information I'm about to say anywhere on the internet. So with my experience, the first round of Kundalini dealt with my chakras and my physical body. The second round of Kundalini, which happened at the very end of 2018 going on 2019, it started dealing with my light body. So after my crown chakra, if the serpent energy finally went to my crown, it finally went to the second round, and you go from a very high to a very, very low. And I just remember, I just felt like I was invincible, powerful, and I felt very connected to the divine and source and hearing my spirit guides and stuff. And then the second round came, and I went from that very high feeling to the very low, and I started getting depressed, and I had to start grounding more. So it's a challenge in every chakra that it hits, and every round deals with another thing. And after my second round of Kundalini awakening, I realized that not only like it was messing with me with my light body, like your astral body, because once I got through the second round of Kundalini awakening, I started to form wings on my light body. And this is something that I don't talk about very often. I could dedicate a video just for it, but the only time I actually started growing my wings and stuff was until the second round of the Kundalini. And I could only really use them or see them at the time when I was astral traveling, or basically I was out of my body, because it's on your light body. It's not obviously on your physical body. So that was interesting. And I still use my wings today. So the after effect of Kundalini awakening is that it never ends. I'm actually on my third round of Kundalini awakening right now, and I'm actually stuck right now at my heart chakra. So I'm still dealing with it. I'm still writing about it. I don't know if there's really even an end to this, but I'm very grateful because it gave me a different look for my own well-being and how I see the world and other people, and how to properly take care of myself, because it makes me pay attention to, the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual side of everything, especially when it deals with my chakras. And Since my Kundalini Awakening, my gifts has definitely expanded, my intuitive gifts. I have gained new ones and have expanded beyond the ones I've already had previously, so it's a blessing. But yeah, I just wanted to share to the world, you know, my experiences with Kundalini Awakening, because there is a lot of information about what it is, but not really, you know, what someone's real testimony experiences about what they went through. That's something I couldn't read enough about because I wanted to actually hear from people who went through it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave any questions about this topic. I know I probably didn't cover everything, but I tried to explain it the best way I could for people who probably aren't aware. So like I said, check out the description box. I'm going to be leaving a ton of reference material. Feel free to ask questions about anything about Kundalini for this video, and stay tuned for the next video, you guys. Blessed be.